also by Kamui, which is the official tip here at the USBTC, along with our signature host, of course, CSI. So Ernesto wins the lag, and we are off and running here in the first rack. Cue ball right in the side. Didn't get kicked in. Made a ball. Robbie with a gift on to start the match out with the ball in hand. Got to look at the 3-ball here and see if that's going to give him any problems or not. He's already taken a look at it. It looks like there's room to get the cue ball in there. So straight in on the 2 is what he's looking for here. And then a stop shot on the deuce. The 8 will hold the cue ball there for the 4, or he'll just come forward a little bit. And the rest of it seems pretty routine. Just how he wants to play the 4 to the 5, really. There'll be lots of room. Only be the 8-ball once he gets there. And that's even better. Playing the 3 in the side. Remember, Robb suffered his first loss earlier this afternoon in our second match of the day against Shane, 7-4. Robbie was a 3-1 leader in that match, and then it kind of all went the other way against him. A couple of scratches and a few bad rolls. And speaking of bad rolls, came dangerously close to hooking himself on the 6. Maybe he has hooked himself on the 6. Oh my God. How do you do that, Robbie? Boy, this is tough. I think he's got to bank it. I don't see him playing safe. Yep, it's a bank shot. Kind of a two-way shot there. Good speed on the 6-ball. Robbie's called it straight back. Interesting. I think it's been at least 2 or 3 different occasions today we've seen a player with ball in hand and an open table not get out. And mostly due to position errors, of course. And this is almost like stealing for Ernesto to scratch on the break and wind up being able to win this rack. But it is 1-0. As is the standard Dominguez custom, when Ernesto plays and Oscar's not in a match, he's sitting ringside. He is sitting right in front of us out of camera range, but I want to make sure that I take this opportunity to congratulate Oscar on behalf of everybody that didn't see him win the one pocket division at the Markulis Memorial at Hard Times just this past weekend. And I think he also went to the finals in the 9-ball and wound up coming in second there to, I think it was Jeff Ignacio from the Philippines. I'm not positive of that fact. Maybe he was third, but certainly had a good weekend and went through a pretty tough field in the one-pocket division there. So good work again by the Big O. Congratulations, Oscar. I don't think he's got enough of this to make it, at least from this camera angle. That's the way it appears. He's given it a good look because I think he's thinking about maybe do I have enough to make it off the 3. It might be the only thing he's considering. Let's go back to the center camera here if we can, because I think that'd give us the best look at his possible path to this ball. He's taking an awful lot of time. It must be extremely close, but he decided to give it back, and I think that's the right decision. If he had a pocket for it, other than the slice in the right corner, he'd have done it, but that's what Robbie's done. He's called it in the right corner. He's going to slice it. The cue ball's probably going to wind up somewhere in the kitchen. Might even hit the 3 ball. I don't know. Might miss the 3 with the cue ball. But it just smells like a sellout if you play this in the right corner. I call him Robbie sometimes. Yeah.
Somebody found his name got Robb Saez.
Rodney? People, they really think I don't know the guy's name. This is my first time commentating. Never met any of these guys. That was a real nice shot there Ernesto just made on the deuce. And that was even better to hold that cue ball like that. That's not easy to do. Pinch it. Okay, that's 2 out of 2 for Ernesto, and he has the break here in rack number 3. think the plan, according to what Justin told me, is tomorrow morning we're going to open up at 10 a.m. and our first 2 rounds will be on the one-loss side. It's just the way the brackets are set. And then I think at 1 p.m. we'll begin winner side action for you as we start to pare the field down leading into the Wednesday semifinals and finals. Times are still to be determined on that. The charts that you may be seeing on the online brackets may show those playing at like 11:30 in the morning or something, but believe me, they will make an alteration to that for more of a prime time showing on semis and the finals. We'll keep you up to date as we learn what the plans are for that, but that's day after tomorrow. You can see the obvious 5-9 trouble on the left long rail. He does have a side pocket for the 1 ball. And he also has a safe behind the 2-6. Boy, that's about the worst thing in the world he could have done there, was open that up. I think he was certainly trying to nick the 1 and avoid contact with the 5 and the 9. The 9's covered the 8 just a little bit, and it actually may present a little bit of a challenge for Ernesto, because the ball he's going to have to use to get to the 8 is the 6 ball, which is right near where he's going to shoot the 2. And being where it is, it doesn't lay easily. And I like it. I like what he did. I thought that maybe what he'd do is get that thing to the other side of the table, where he'll be able to now have a lot of room to come in underneath the 8 to rails. That's, you know, that's the sign of an experienced professional. The 6 ball was laying right in front of the other pocket. You'd figure, well, why would I ever want to move that? Well, there was a good reason to move it, because it wasn't laying good to transition to the 8, even if you had cue ball in hand. He wants to be right on the rail or not much off of it. I think he's now got enough angle to come 2 rails short behind the 8. And if he comes too far, he'll have the 8 in the side. If not, it'll be the lower left pocket. It's got to hurry a little bit. It's going to get there. Nicely done. And that's why he moved the 6 ball. He's going to just bunt this. Come out for the side. Nice. This is also the last round of the night for the entire 10-ball division. So there will be no 10 p.m. round tonight. All the players will return at 10 a.m., those of them that are on the one-loss side. I'm not sure about the ladies division. You'll have to check the brackets yourself for that, either at CTS On Demand or badboysbp.com. And here's Robbie in rack 4. 8 in the side, 1 in the corner. 2 accessible, but the 4 has the pocket blocked. Still got to play smart here. I know it's 3-0, but Ernesto can't just fire at things. I think that was the planned outcome if he didn't make the ball. It was two-way shot all the way. Robb was going to get his jump cue. Probably gonna, I wonder if he's gonna take a stab at the 10. Yeah. That's a great technique he just used there. I'm not sure I've got the time right now to describe it, but it's basically the center ball technique off the first ball. You work backwards into it. What you're doing is essentially you're just finding the tangent line, working backwards from the 10 to the contact point on the 2. Dart technique here. Looks like he left it open. Robb desperately needs this game. I don't think he can afford to fall another one behind. This is another one of those shots where the natural way to play it is with a high ball, but that does make your pocket play tougher. Good shot. Would have liked to have gone another revolution. He's going to have to kill this with the low inside drag shot. On the board, Robb Saez. 3-1. And Ernesto to break. to say thanks to each and every one of you. But before we do that, we need to say thanks to OB for being the official cue of the U.S. Bar Table Championships. And also to Kamui, the official tip here at the USBTC. And we'll follow that up with that thank you to all of you for being with us today. I appreciate it very much. All right, the 10's coming up. A lot of this is going to depend on whether the 4 will go in the side. I'm not sure. I can't really tell from here. There certainly does appear to be a 4-6 billiard. And he'll go probably have a look unless he's already looked. He could go. No, he's not going into it now, that's for sure. Well, if the 4 goes straight in the side and he's straight in, how does he get to the 5? I think he's got to play it off the 7 and come out, doesn't he? Yeah. It was pretty risky there. He really didn't know what was going to happen, but he probably had no choice the way the balls were laying. And sometimes that happens. It's just you've got to play the shot that way and kind of hope for the best. And he actually came out pretty well if he can take advantage of this. That was an excellent shot right there. That was a lot harder than it looked, especially off the rail. Slide another bead on the side of Mr. Dominguez, 4-1. Tomorrow I will check with the tournament desk and see if they've calculated the payouts yet for the 10-ball division, and if and when they do that, I will be sure to pass all that along to you. It is 5,000 added, and there were 105 players. The entry fee is $150 for each division. Now a portion of that does include a registration fee and a green fee, so I'm not sure just how much of the entry is built into the prize fund at all, but we'll estimate that at least 100 a man, so that's 10,005 plus $5 grand added, so there's probably minimum 15,000 or better at stake for the division. I would guess maybe somewhere between maybe 3,500 and 5,500 for first. Just speculating, but we'll figure all that out for you tomorrow and pass it along. A nifty little break and run by Robb there, which he sorely needed. I mean, it's just a one turnover match, or one service break, if you want to refer to it that way. If somehow Robb can get to the table and steal this game, he'll be breaking to tie things up. The only disadvantage he's at is Ernesto won the lag, the all-important lag. But for now, Senor maintains control, and he's breaking to try to get to 5-2. Ball came perilously close to falling in, but he's got a good look at the one on the side. The 3's right there. The 4 goes in the side, connects perfectly to the 5. The only issue here is, can he avoid the 7 ball with the cue ball? He can get any part of it he wants. I think he's going to be able to miss it. He actually cheated the pocket, because you could see the 1 ball drop in off the far jaw, and that was by design, so he would keep the cue ball from running into the 7. Now this is going to be a little tricky here, because he came about 6 inches further than he wanted to. The 9 ball is big here to try to go around the table. If he slow rolls it, he's got no way to hold the cue ball for the cut on the 5. He can't bank the 5. The 10's in the way. He's going to have to come up with something real creative here, or bite the bullet and play the 4-5 combination. And you know he doesn't want to do that. He deserved that, because he thought that out well, and he put inside English on that, knowing that if he hit that object ball, he would stay on that side of the table. Now, granted, he didn't plan for it to come out that good, but he played it where he gave himself the best possible chance to still have a shot, and it worked out. That's some real heady play right there. Man, he's playing good. I'm curious, excuse me folks, I'm curious as to what cue Ernesto is playing with, because I've seen him play so many years. The other cue that he has that he's using to break with, if my memory serves me correctly, has been his playing cue for a long time. I don't recall seeing the cue he's playing with now the last time I saw him play, which was probably 6-8 months ago, if not a little bit longer. But whatever it is, it sure works well in his hands, as you can see by the 5-2 lead that he's accumulated here. That was a really good out he made. I'm still impressed with that shot on the 4. Open hand bridge. A little, maybe too much oomph. Both of the second row balls went past the sides. And look at that mess on the left rail. That is ugly. I wonder if it would be worth trying to carom, play a billiard on the 10 here with the cue ball. Suppose it's dangerous if you hung the 10, you'd leave the 1 down there, maybe a bank into the 10. So that wasn't really the plan. He wanted to hide him, but that'll buy him another inning. Might not be a pretty one, but he will come back. That's the 6 ball that's in between the 3 and the 5. But it now looks like the 3-6-5 is pretty wired in the corner. Not anymore. You might be able to make this. It's real close. It's real close. It's the 6 ball that's got him blocked, if anything. I think he might be able to make it. Two rails. Well, Robb did what he had to do, but as long as Ernesto keeps winning on his own break, it's going to be kind of an exercise in futility. But he's He's got room, I believe. Well, maybe it's closer than it appears on the camera. But it's deceiving. Doesn't it look like he's got room? Yeah, he's playing it. He was worried about the 8 the whole way. Caught the 1 a little heavy. That's why he ran into the 8 side. Yeah, that's such a tough shot. All right, that's going to spot, and Robb has the choice. Once again, for those of you that aren't familiar with the call ball and pocket rules of 10 ball, you must indicate the ball you're going to pocket, and if you don't make the ball you're going to pocket and anything else goes in, it doesn't count, and your opponent has the choice to shoot it or make you shoot again. Nice save by Robb. Got him full hooked here. I think if he goes 2 rails behind it, I don't think he's got a scratch danger because the 2's so far from the pocket, from the upper right pocket. So he's gonna kick 2 rails, play the 2 in the upper right corner, try to catch it thin, and get separation if he doesn't make it. Watch cue ball. Oh. Yep. Well, that was hardly the pocket you'd have expected him to scratch in. And that's exactly what the doctor ordered for Mr. Saez, because if he can win this rack, he's breaking to get even. It's just amazing how these matches can turn so quickly. One guy's so far out in front, you think there's no way he can lose, and the next thing you know, it's a dogfight. Quit on his stroke on that shot. The cue ball didn't go anywhere near where he wanted it to. this shot has become like a 9.9 on the degree of difficulty scale when it shouldn't have been, because he knows he can't afford to lose this rack. Good shot. That was a real nice recovery by Robb on that 7-ball. I'll tell you, that was by no means a shot that you'd like to play to kind of stay alive in the match. But he took his time, he kept his composure, he went smooth through it, and he split the cup. So 5-4 now, with Robb breaking for a chance to tie things up. It's 5-4. Good news, bad news. Bad news, nothing down. Good news, he's hooked. So where are we going to push? I think I'd go into the 4-ball and try to put it behind the 9. That certainly wasn't what he was thinking. I'd give this back. I don't like this. You got to really just cut paint on the left side of the 1-ball to avoid the scratch. Robb's going to take a timeout. And while he does, we'll do the same. Be right back.